Jerry, thank you for joining us this morning.
Well, thank you, Dan. It's nice to spend time with you. Unfortunately, a situation like this, it's not a lot of fun to talk about. It's just up all night thinking about a lot of personal things that no one had a chance to share with the two of us when he was younger, a young, aspiring 17-year-old kid. And every time I turn around, I just think the devastation to not only to his family, but to the other families on board the plane, and lives cut short, hopes cut short. It just will leave a pall over this city for a while, that's for sure.
Why did you feel like a surrogate father to him?
Well, he was so young when he came here, and he didn't drive around the city, didn't know anything, and he was so inquisitive. Spent time with my kids, Ryan and Johnny, and Johnny was a real little guy then, and Ryan drove him to his first practice. He would eat dinner at our house here. Arntellum, who was his agent at that time, was and still is a very close personal friend of mine. And it was almost like you're, helping a young kid get through the minefields of just going to college, and much less a teenager who couldn't even sign a contract because he was 17 years old. So always wanting to go to the gym, watching him work out, asked me if there's anything that I would recommend for him, which at that point in time I did. I would go work with him early on a number of times during the first 2 years here, and then to watch his star ascend in Los Angeles, an enormous success he had. And I saw somebody mention this last night. I'm not sure who it was to give credit to, but that singular name, Kobe. No one ever mentioned Kobe Bryant. It was Kobe. Yeah. And to watch him grow and retire 20 years with one franchise, to watch a new career that was growing by leaps and bounds. He was brilliant, smart, hard worker, and everyone said, talked about the people he inspired. He inspired so many women. That was what, to me, young women. He inspired them like no others. He inspired young men to chase their dreams, but to be committed in chasing them. And he had a grace about him. A few players have it. A few players have that special something. Irvin Johnson had it, but he was not Kobe Bryant. Irvin just played with this smile on his face. Kobe played with this almost vindictive attitude that you're not going to beat this team and you're not going to beat me. And frankly, I think those are the things I resonated with because during my time when I played, I didn't like anyone I played against. It felt like more like a war when you played. And as I say, yesterday was a very difficult day, and this is not going to go away for me, Dan. It's not going to go away for a lot of people, but the families, oh my God, to get his Christmas cards, to see him interact with his young girls, a joy. See him, didn't go to the Laker game, but every time he went, of course, they had him on TV, and I don't go to the Laker games. And just to watch his little girl who passed away with him lean up against him and hug her dad, and how just see him playing around together. And it was a tribute to a man who had changed, to become this incredible father, this iconic figure, not just in Los Angeles, but all over the world, in China, in Europe, his ability to speak 3 different languages. His dad played in Italy. There is a storyline here that this could only happen in America, and to be taken away so quickly, it just does not seem fair. And at times, I had a brother killed in Korea, and frankly, this affected me the same way. A life taken too short, but my brother was deeply religious, and it even makes you question faith that something like this could happen. But I have a friend of mine, we always talk about there's a day that somebody puts up there for you, and you just never know when it's going to be. But yesterday was a god-awful day.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV, stream for free on BR Live, or download the Dan Patrick Show app.